we were kind of getting into you growing up, and we got off a little bit. So,
yeah.
okay, we left off elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
Things started getting real. Now, you do go to junior high and high school?
I went to Dunbar for high school. So when I went to Dunbar for high school, I was in high school with all my homies, so I was really cool then. I was in high school. I went to school with I got into some slight little fights in high school, but it wasn't like Vaughn came up to the school before. Cause it used to be so many fights like TW Jerk, that's Billy brother, billionaire black brother. He was like a senior when we was like, well, he was like a sophomore, junior when we was like freshmen and shit. And it was always some miscellaneous ass fights. Now this one we over there and we by Murder Town now, we by 757 now, we by all the low end areas when you go to Dunbar. So we in a school full of mixed crowds of everybody. You got a little bit of MOB. You got a little bit of Dump Street. You got a little bit of 757. You got a little bit of Murder Town. You got a little bit of 29th. I forget what they call themselves. And you got a little bit of damn, I forget their name. Damn, I forget. It was a lot of that. Yeah, it's a lot of people in Dunbar. It was a whole mixture of everybody in there. I ain't gonna lie to you. We used to get in fights like fighting the seniors. Some niggas they used to claim they was from certain hoods. We used to fight them and shit, and just whoop their ass. We used to beat ass in Dunbar. We used to really beat ass in Dunbar. So Phillips was the school from like niggas from Front Street, Old Block, and all the BDs went to Phillips. So every time we was on a number 3 bus, it was like the bus would grab past Phillips, and then they'd jump on the bus to see if somebody from Dunbar on there. And if they know you got a face out there, they jump you, or it'll go the other way around. You feel me? So yeah, high school was fun.
Did you go there at the same time as L.A. Capone?
No. LA went around like duck age. So when LA was in high school, I was still in elementary school. I went there around the time when it was like when TB went there. What's his name? He from 600 Arrow or some shit like that. I think that's his name. It was like a little slight Front Street in there. It wasn't really too much BDs and Dunbar when I was going there. Now, cause like TW done it, then I took the school over. They ran everybody out of there that was ops, and then the school, it was like, it felt like jail. Like that, like Dunbar was they deck. Like that was TW. Like they came in there and took it over. So I was good and I was happy I was in there. Not gonna lie to you. I ain't really had too much problems. I was just not going to school that much and going out in the hood.
How old were you when you first got arrested?
What we talking about? When I first got arrested, when I first went to jail, I was 14 years old. Cause it was me and my homie Juju. We went to Dunbar. My homie Juju from Dump Street. We had gotten to it with these 2 boys, and we beat their ass basically. But when we beat their ass, they was on some like pressing charges and shit, and said we tried to rob them in school. So the dean grabbed us up, and we just went to the station though. We ain't had to stay in that motherfucker. We had to wait till our parents came and got us, but we had to go to court to that. But at my juvenile life, I never had to really sit in jail until I turned to adult. My first real adult case, I was 19. And I caught a UUW and shit. Then I got out. I was supposed to be checking in to my probation officer, but it's so lit. Like them years from 2015 to now, it was so lit. I was forgetting I was on house arrest. I mean, not house arrest. I was forgetting I was on probation. I forgot I had paperwork I had to check in because I was so lit. So they used to come to the crib. The first time I went back to jail, they came pulled up to my crib. I was on, what was that? I think that was Dave's old house, wasn't it? Yeah, it was the old crib I used to live on 95th. They came, knocked on the door and shit. And I was with the kids. My lady was in the shower. I had on my pajamas and I ain't even know what the was going on. So the sheriff told me, like, listen, if you ain't been checking in, you got a violation of your probation. If they tell me you good type shit. So this how the nigga lied to me, bro. He told me like, yeah, I'm finna we just gonna take you to the station, fingerprint you. make sure you ain't got no new cases and we sending you back. So he tell my lady, like, yeah, watch the kids for him. He'll be back and shit. Man, I ain't come back. They ass lied, man. Took me right to the county. But that time I bonded out. I could bond out. You feel me? I got right the fuck up out of there. It was like 2 days before my birthday and shit. Then I went back again, bro. Imagine having COVID then going to jail right after. You ain't see no outside. But yeah, I ain't really did too much time in jail. I ain't do shit but like my rest of my probation time. That shit felt like forever, but that was little shit though. It wasn't no real bad cases. I ain't really go to jail for nothing stupid. Like I ain't, you know.
Did you graduate from high school?
No, I did not graduate from high school, but I did go back to school to get my GED though. I went to this Olive Harvey College. Well, I went there from like 6 in the morning to like 2 o'clock to get my GED and shit. That shit was so boring. I was in there with people that was 60, 50 years old. And it really wasn't, I hate school, you feel me? So that's why I really didn't, I dropped out because I kept leaving school trying to be like, keep up with the street life, you feel me? If I could rewind time, I'd do that shit over because I'm not no dummy, you feel me? And I could have got that diploma and went on prom and did all that shit. I just didn't get no about that shit at the time. I had my first kid when I was 15. So I was feeling like I was a grown ass man and didn't have to listen to nobody. That shit'll bite you in your ass when you wanna, if you ain't doing no like music or nothing, you wanna work a regular job and shit. That shit was so hard to me at first before I chose the path I chose, like with music. I was trying to work at places like what's that Chinese a Panda Express and shit. Like I couldn't get none of them jobs. Like you don't have no diploma. So I went and got my GED though. I ain't want to be just out here with nothing for my mama. I ain't want my mama to not have nothing to me. Like, you know, that's an accomplishment I want her to want to sit up because my brother and them graduated. I might as well. My little sister graduated too, so I had to get my GED or something.
You mentioned at one point you get shot.
Yeah.
Can you kind of take me through what happened?
I got shot twice. I got shot when I was 15 years old, and that's why I get from ditching school. You see what I'm saying? I wouldn't have got my ass shot if I was in school. So I was just a normal day ditching school, going to the hood type shit. But this time I'm in the hood really by myself. You feel me? I'm seeing phone number walking out, they leaving and shit. So I'm really waiting on some. I was really just waiting to school. It was time for school to get out, so I could just get back on the bus and go home, so it could seem like I was at school. You feel me? And I know my mama finna watch this. Like I knew your ass was lying. Damn. But anyways, I'm just sitting I'm on 64th and Eberhard at the time. I'm just sitting up. I'm just sitting right there. And I had my school uniform on and everything, I swear to God. And you could ask my mama this if you think I'm fronting my move, bro. So I'm sitting on the porch. It was like at Eberhard, it used to be a lot of abandoned buildings where you could just sit down there, you feel me? So I'm sitting on one of the abandoned buildings on Eberhard and shit, and it's like this pull up. Now I'm thinking this is like an old motherfucker on the block, cause ain't nobody my age or like, you know, driving no like that. Like that was so I'm thinking that shit just somebody just normally finna ride past and shit. So I don't even know, I can't even tell you who the motherfucker was. I don't even know who the fuck it was. But he just told me like, he check it out. You know, somebody with some weed and shit, So I walk up to the car. When I walk up to the car, they just started blowing. Thankfully, the rest of them shots they were shooting didn't hit me at all. It just hit me in my hip. And they shot down like 45 times. It only hit me once. So I didn't even know that I was hit. I walked home. So man, we used to live on 53rd and Calumet. I was on 64th and Eberhard. That's a few blocks, bro. That's a lot of blocks. So I'm walking from 64th and Eberhard. Then I walked through the park to go to the crib. And when I got to the crib, my mom was looking at me and shit. Cause I was like sweating, looking like it looked like I just ran. She thought I was running from the police or something, you feel me? And my grandma was there at the time, and my mom was like, what happened? I'm like, ain't nothing happened. I just came home from school. She lifted my shirt up, my shit was bleeding. I'm like, I jumped off a fire truck. That's what I told her. I'm like, I jumped off a fire truck and I scammed myself. My grandma was like, my ass lying. I had went to the hospital and shit.
Where
Yeah,
were
that
you
was,
shot at?
huh? Right here. On my head. I don't know if
Oh
y'all can see
shit.
it, but right here. On my
Okay.
head. That was the first time I felt some shit hotter than hotter than some fire to a wood. Bro, then the second time it was just recently and shit.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon, so hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.